Microphone
Hey
muted.
folks, welcome to Game 3, Week 7 of the Swain Bay. We went live a little faster than we expected, but we are in the draft already with Sharkbait HooHa on the blue team and Thomas the Bank Engine on the red. And fortunately, the second band's coming out slow enough that I can catch my breath. So we got Sharkbait taking away Salvo's Jinx to start things off. I am joined here by Master Splinter, the greatest player this earth has ever known. How are you? Great.
I wish.
Awesome. And next up, Shabana being taken away from Drum and Mordekaiser being taken away from Salvo. Now, let me tell you about Salvo's Mordekaiser. This guy has no clue how to play Mordekaiser, but Mordekaiser is so good you don't have to know. Next up, Shabana being taken away from Drum and
Yeah, I was hoping that you'd get that last game, but yeah, no Mordekaiser this week.
I actually tried to talk it down a little when I was casting game 1 with Tree about how like Mordekaiser's good, but I don't know if he's that good.
Yeah, I was hoping.
We were 100% committed to first
Yeah,
game.
no Mordekaiser this year.
So
So the Shyvana band comes up, and not surprised. This team has picked Shyvana in a few weeks, like a good amount. So Wells Lulu, that's just a stripe champion. Not surprised that gets banned. And Dub has been playing Evelyn as well. So good bands, I think, coming out from Purple side. Thomas Tank
yeah,
Engine.
I really like these bands both ways. These are
champion. Not surprised.
good targeted power picks. 5 of these things
Dub
have
has been
been
playing
played a
that
lot
as
this
well,
season.
so
The Mordekaiser
good
is
bands, I
something
think,
we
coming
know
out from
Salvo is
Purple
very confident in, and
Thomas
it's
Tank
rather good on this patch.
I'm anticipating a Fiora pick from on the win.
5 of these things. Yeah, that would not surprise me at all. The Mordekaiser is something we know.
We'll see if it happens, because it is up.
I would like to see it. I want to see on the win on a good old hard carry champ.
I'm anticipating a Fiora pick. But yeah, we got Braum coming out. I like,
Yeah, that would not surprise
I love Braum as a support champion. If people know how to play him, it's great.
I would like to
So,
see it. I want to
good
see
first
it on a
pick.
Your
good old
channel.
hard carry champ.
Zed, I think you might be listening to the stream. It's reverberating through.
As a support champion.
I will
Heads
fix
up.
that.
Know how to play him.
If less
Great.
Buddy left your channel.
So, good first
Joined
pick.
your channel.
Zed, I think you might be listening to the stream. It's reverberating through.
And
Heads up.
Oat Milk gonna go on Rek'Sai. We haven't seen Rek'Sai too often. Still a good champion though. Are we
Alright, we should hopefully be better on that stream.
okay?
Daddy, you're streaming the stream. What? Oh.
Yeah, I was just saying they picked up Rek'Sai for Milk. Still a good champion. We just haven't been seeing it as much in SBL. So here's if he's gonna go the full tank or maybe go a little bit of damage. Guess we'll see. And then Zaku picking up his staple Leona pick.
I'm really hoping Milk goes tanky with that Rek'Sai because that will free up Fiora.
I think he probably will, but let's find out what they do pick. Find out.
So Caitlyn and Echo coming out of Sharkbait. I believe that's a first time Echo.
Yeah,
Wonder
I mean
if
Echo's
that
very
could be
strong in team fights, so
Dub drum on a playmaker jungler, perhaps.
I'm not sure how much Echo he's been playing. I think he's played it a few times, but got that Caitlyn come out. That's a pretty decent early bot lane that they can hopefully abuse.
And man, I feel like there. Oh,
Knew it.
There it is.
Called
on
it.
the wind on Fiora. And man, Fiora Sivir. This is a scary looking start to this comp that will also let Thrifty Senpai play a lot of things.
All right, so with that pick, I think what you said, we will probably see full tank Echo or Rek'Sai.
And you know why they're going to play full tank Rek'Sai? Because they're going to be playing a very, very volatile, high damage mid laner like Zyra.
Zyra is open. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. We'll see.
For the second time this season, the last time it was open, Thrifty Senpai. Well, we all know how
Yeah, he did very well.
it went. yes, he did very, very well.
Right, picking up that Olaf. You know, that's unfortunate. They had the Sivir open. If they planned on picking that Olaf, they should have picked that Sivir. It'd even help even more, you know? But
Yeah,
Caitlyn, you know,
Gibbs has played Caitlyn in
a lot.
almost every game, or I believe that seems to just be kind of their go-to comfort pick no matter what they're running. Maybe he's just not comfortable with the Sivir.
That
But
is
I
a
agree.
possibility.
It would have fit this comp a lot. Echo and Olaf are going to love being on a team with Sivir.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to say that Olaf is definitely some nice insurance if Thrifty Senpai picks Zyra here.
Yeah. That very
And
good point. And he
enough,
still
but no,
does.
that is not enough to deter him. And oh, this will be fun. Senpai versus the world.
We'll see how it goes. You know, you still have on the wind, and he's going to be a damage threat as well if they put so much on Thrifty Senpai, as well as Salvo. So we'll see.
Yeah, I really like. I like both of these comps. These were two, I think, solid SBL drafts we got here.
Yeah. Like we said, maybe you could switch up, pick the Sivir for blue side, but honestly, if he's not comfortable on it, then obviously pick what you're comfortable with. You don't want to shit the bed because you don't know how to play a champion, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm actually just excited to see these two teams go head to head because they're both 4-2, I believe, right? So the winner of this takes second place.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's great. Makes this game a little bit even more hype. So based off of just like looking at these team comps, who do you think has the edge?
I mean, I gotta go with TDE here. I really love that Fioron on the winds. I love Thrifty Senpai on his Zyra. And this isn't like it was a blind pick early in the draft. Zyra. This was last pick overall. He knows exactly what he's going up against, and he says, I can play enough to outplay this.
Just looking at the champions, I would agree with you. They have a lot of comfortable champions they're on. Daku, that's his main support. Salvo, I mean, he plays a very, very wide range of ADs, so I think he'll be fine on Sivir. But yeah, on the wind, totally expected the Fiora pick. And then Tim's on his best champion, so Thrifty Senpai.
And meanwhile, we see a few new picks coming out of Dark Base. I don't think Viver has played Azir at all this season. This should be a first time Strips playing Olaf.
So
I
Azir,
believe the first time that Echo's coming out for him as well.
Yeah, if he's actually a good Azir and he can actually get like behind people and use his ult and push the enemy team into his team. I don't know how good of a player he is on Azir, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, no, this should be mid lane is definitely the hype matchup here. We got Diamond versus Diamonds. We got the old guard versus the new guard. We got two late game high DPS hard carry threats.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good game. So how do you think lanes will go though? I think I'm more interested in, like I think you said, the mid lane. I'm more interested in watching that, but I don't expect too much to happen early on.
No, those are both champs that are fine with. If they play a farm fest, these are two guys that should be comfortable just going in the mid game with as much gold as possible.
Yeah, I think we'll see the most action top actually.
Yeah, I would expect that. Unless there's heavy jungler intervention somewhere else. Those are fighter champs, man.
Yeah, I mean we might see Echo for getting their shark bait. They might try bot lane because they got the Caitlyn Braum is a pretty good early game duo bot. So let's see.
All right, so here we go for possession of second place. Darkbait HooHa versus Thomas the Dank Engine. You know, I had a friend ask me once, how do you take yourself seriously when you're saying team names like Sharkbait HooHa or Thomas the Dank Engine? And I'm still not 100% sure. And there's actually a major advantage in this game going over to TDE. They've got 2 of the project skins, which are a very hot commodity considering the majority of the user base cannot currently get into the store.
What is that from Failed Destiny, that icon? I've never seen that one before. Is that a new one?
That might be one of the project icons, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it probably is.
Once upon a time, there were like 20 icons and they all looked like shit. It was great. And I would sit there, you had you guys with the caster minions, you had those people with those stupid pyramids. Only season one kids can relate to
Thrifty
this.
Senpai's pulling out one of the early 20 ones. That's like from season 1. That's an original.
Yep.
That was probably the best one too.
So we are in. Do you think we're going to see anything out of level 1 from these teams?
I think it's possible. They have decent level ones. I think if we're going to see it, it's definitely going to come out from Sharkbait. But they'd be better holding off and seeing if they invade, because if you get the Braum done on someone, that's almost for sure kill.
But at the same time, you're one Thrifty Senpai snared over a wall away from.
Yeah, and they got Leona too, so. I don't know if I'm on these teams. I just play. Oh, they're both.
I have to say, I love, since the new patch, that the chat log stays where you leave it. Spectator bonuses, folks. Spectate more games, you'll know what it's about.
These both teams are invading on. So what I'm thinking is Dank Engine invades their blue. Generally, right now, you don't see many people start blue, so I think they're just trying to pick off the top laner if he's like a straggler. Where Sharkbait, they are trying to find people. They want to fight level 1. Yeah, I think they're just trying to hoping somebody comes. And minions just spawned, so they're just gonna start backing. I wonder if we'll see the double jungle came out, or if they're just gonna steal the blue and Fior's gonna go top.
Yeah, we got both bot lanes going towards bot, so I think this is just going to be a steal. But this should be a slight advantage for TDE. They're stealing a camp and their bot lane wasn't seen. We'll see what About Milk can do with that massive lead. I mean, he's pretty much taking a dub jump out of the game already, so...
Yeah, that's going to be a really nice steal.
Yeah, I like that. Good call on a Thrifty Senpai.
You just assume? You don't think Milk can make that call?
No, I don't. Sorry, Milk. I like you, but I think that was 100% Thrifty Senpai's decision. So, Iron Hand's taking a lot of damage at level 1 here. That is not what you want to happen when you're playing Caitlyn.
Right?
It's a very early health body. He's still going to be a bit full health. But despite that, they do get level 2 first, so that should move things out mostly.
Yeah, he used his potion, so he's up now. Back to full health almost. So we've been seeing a lot of switch up in the support play down on bot side for Thomas the Dank Engine. And this week they got Zaku. I have no idea if they're just testing out or if they have like a sub plane right now, or I don't know.
I think it's kind of like Korea was last season. You know, we got Fengi and we got Tom. Neither of them was really the starter.
It's just whatever we want to go for this week. Like, we plan on going Leona, so we're going to start Zaku because we think he's a better Leona player.
a lot of damage going on the Wind in this top lane, but now Madam Strip's taking a lot of creep damage. On the Wind has to flash out, but he will not quite die. That'll be a teleport coming down for them to get back to this lane, so a double summoner advantage for Madam Strip, nice and early.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, Thrifty Senpai, he jumped on in this mid lane. He's going to get a snare down, but he's stunned. He is going to have to flash out of this. And Thrifty Senpai puts out a lot of damage. He has ignited a first blood? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, a gigantic outplay from Thrifty Senpai. Takes Dub Drum's flash and his life with it.
And double buff.
Oh man, if I am Viverec, I am so on tilt after that. Wow.
Well, I'd have to go back and look. I'm not sure what Viverette was doing for most of that. I mean, because he did get the stun. Like, it took him a very long time to get there to assist Dub. That being said, they chased a little too far, and 50 Senpai made him pay.
But meanwhile, Milk coming in his bot lane. There's a great knockup on the hips. He's stunned. He's flashing out. He's healing. He's exhausted. He's still taking a lot of damage. Exhaust out of developed Milk as well. But a kill for Zaku. And now Failed Destiny is flashing away. The Boomerang play could not quite be enough to secure this kill. But an early Sightstone that should be for Zaku 13X here.
Yeah, so that was actually a really good gank by Milk. He had to burn the flash to knock him up, but it was so worth it. Got both summoners for that. Actually, all 4 summoners.
2 summoners for 4 total.
Yeah.
And Thrifty Senpai and Dub Drum are both coming toward this top lane. I think Thrifty's going to just back it right off.
But now that he knows, hopefully, I mean, he should know, all 4 are down on that bot side. Could see a camp down there for the next few minutes.
Yeah, he can even wait till Zaku gets to 6 if he wants, and they should still have summoner downtime that they can abuse.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that. And he's got that great tunnel to where he could, if they push up too much, he could ult to it right away.
Despite all our worries, this has been a very tradey early game.
Yeah, Sharkbait goes down, and you know they're down 1,000 gold already at 6 minutes. So clearly, that first blood on Zaire, not what you want to see.
No, absolutely not.
Unfortunately, bot lane, I didn't even catch this. Leona did pick up that kill though.
Yeah, not optimal, but
It is what it is.
yep. And a very early kill on the support sometimes isn't the worst thing. I mean, when you're in a situation like this where Failed Destiny's got a Ruby Crystal, Zaku's got a Sightstone, that
Yeah,
actually
and a pink
can
ward.
be very efficient. I would, like, if a support's gonna get a kill in my lane, I prefer it happen in this like 5-ish minute time than later.
Yeah, the early Sightstone is going to help a lot. Hopefully, you can get those wards down. So, Viverette just playing safe mid after giving that first blood happened. So,
Yeah, not a surprise. CS, nothing too crazy yet. And actually, Development's coming into this top lane. Madam Strip has got a pink circle around him, and it's very bright, it's very flashy, but it doesn't matter because he is rocking the hell out of there.
I'm not sure he needed to burn flash there. I mean, it's to be safe rather than sorry, right? So,
And so Development got a lot of opportunities for making return ganks here. Either side lane. Of course, he can always visit his star mid laner.
did Stripe teleport back to tower? 'Cause he got. I guess I wasn't watching. It just seems like he got back to the lane when it's pushed super fast. I assume he does. He did.
No, he teleported to creeps because he's got a 280-second current cooldown on his teleport instead of the 240 from the tower.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what that was about.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to lose a cannon minion.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of gold there.
But, oh, we might see a collapse on the blue buff. Milk gets out.
No, we're gonna just see some bot lane trades actually. Now we're finally cutting up here. And look at that, as soon as Thrifty Senpai even gets close to the fight, Darkbait just turns, says no. And actually now Zaku's going in kind of deep, but a great max range boomerang onto him. That's gonna even out this health in bot lane. Which was
Meanwhile, Dubdrum just stole Thomas the Tank Engine's blue buff.
and that's gonna be very big. Zyra needs that blue buff.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd like it.
I mean, I know you probably wouldn't know because you're probably normally taking it, but yeah, what I understand.
Hey, did you watch that last game? Mitch got every single blue buff. Besides the first one, obviously.
I knew you'd been drinking. And Salvo actually almost gets now there's a great solar flare onto Hibbs in this bot lane. But now they're Salvo's turning on the failed Destiny here and no Chaser Reno. And man, there's been so many fights in this bot lane where I think to myself, if this was Team Salt Shaker playing, Scotch and I would be teleporting in on the back end of this fight.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of sad we haven't seen any teleport plays yet. But I'm also not that surprised either.
Those are definitely, those would be great. When would, getting Fiora fed is very ideal.
Yeah, these are two champions that both would love to get a kill. Like, these are not coming in assisty or AD carry champions. These are coming and get the kill champions. This gold lead has been staying just about even this entire time. Not getting any bigger for TDE so far. Which is fine for them. They can they can take this to mid game.
I think that's where they want it too. You look at their team. They are, besides Caitlyn, who generally is very good early game. Their whole team is great in team fights. Azir scales super well. And then you got Olaf, who just hopefully will dive Zyra and get the kill, and he did his job.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any dragon plays coming out of TDE yet. So yeah, it's definitely an area where they have an advantage. Who wants to approach a Zyra dragon?
Yeah.
Plus they're a Sivir comp as well, so I mean obviously they can collapse out of these fights very fast. I wouldn't be surprised to see a dragon in the next few minutes coming out of TDE here. But Viv's been getting some good trades off in this mid lane. 50 Senpai is pretty chunked out, popping the
he just missed those roots. I think he was gonna try to do a blow up if he hit that. Job on Vivaret for keeping up in the CS, even despite Dub giving up that first blood and the double buff. So
yeah, that blue buff denial definitely helped even that lane back out.
Yeah, for sure.
And now we start to see Sharkbaits posturing around this dragon.
They know they're in their blue side.
A ward is gonna see about melt here, and any hope we had of a big bloody fight is over.
So, got 3 pink wards for Tank Engine and across the map, kind of. So, yeah, 50 Senpai is definitely not going to be getting ganked from that that left side of the map.
Alright, now we see Echo maybe coming in for a... No, just kidding. And another fight in this top lane. These top lane fights, I don't feel like either of them are ever confident they can win the all-in, but they're very scared they can lose.
I think Stripe is like, well, he wants to kill him now, but obviously. But I would agree with you. We've seen a lot of damage come out and not too many kills, but fortunately we didn't see Milk gank bot again. When they had that big advantage.
Engage onto Hibbs there. Zaku's gonna have to flash up, but he still gets knocked up by the Glacial Fissure. Zaku taking a lot of damage, but he's trying to walk out of this. And now Hibbs flashes under the tower, and Salvo does not turn fast enough.
I know. I think Salvo could have got that kill. if he turned instantly right when he got
100%.
towards tower, yeah.
That was either just a misplay or his camera in a bad place. We can't know, but
Yeah, because
That's-
he's full health. Like,
that would have been, assuming his Q was up. I mean, he could have just auto Q'd. He could have auto W'd for the attack resets, and then Q'd as he was running out.
yeah, he's
That-
probably beating himself up about that one if he realized
Yeah.
it.
Despite giving up a kill, TDE is rushing down this dragon. On the Wind is much lower of the top laners if this turns into a big fight, which it is looking like it is going to. Fatal Destiny does not have an ult here, though, so he was just bluffing with his positioning.
So they did use a lot of ults bot lane and that dive. So that's I like the Dragon Call. I think it was a little bit late, but overall they got it done. So good job by Dank Engine on capitalizing and getting something out of losing Daku in that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, Zaku's not done. He's going all the way. He gets a stun on the hips. But Selva's too far out for him to chase this. We'll see Selva most likely pressure a tower here. Would be the smart play. He is currently sitting on a spent advantage.
So there's two builds that you can see on Echo. You usually go tank Echo, or you go a little bit like AP. And we're definitely seeing the tank Echo come out from Dub, and I agree with it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, you've got Olaf on your team is not going to be going particularly tanky. Got to pick up some of that slack in the jungle.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's better, because, I mean, if you get a good ult, just heal so much, and you're so tanky, and it's like, and you gotta chunk me down again.
Remember the good old days when Mundo was the only tank with the bullshit health back mechanic?
Mundo.
80 carries, remember? And I just want to see one of these fights actually happen in top lane. But
I
here
know.
comes Thrifty Senpai. He's going to try, and he's not going to be able to get this long range snare off. But we might see some tower pressure coming out of TDE here. Because Thrifty Senpai looks like he's staying in this top lane. Very low tower, so
Yeah, they're just gonna get
Lance
this.
will have opportunities. Echo not able to get there in time. But we'll see if On the Wind gets engaged onto, because Thrifty Senpai does miss the
Yeah, he's
save.
got
Now,
his,
there's a Ragnarok. He's going
he's
for
got a blow up.
axes.
Yeah, he missed the axe. If he hit that, I think we would have seen a full-blown follow-up by his team.
Yeah, ultimately a tower for free. So good rotation play out of TDE here.
I don't know about you, but that Olaf skin just reminds me of White Walkers. Game of Thrones. So, just thinking about this whole like lane phase, I expected most of what we've seen besides the junglers. I think both of them could have pressured a lot more.
Yeah, now maybe we're seeing an all-in out of On the Wind here. Madam Strip has to flash out. He does not have a Ragnarok available, so Strip's laying down what he can for deeps. And there's the fourth angle and the kill. Solo destroy by On the Winds.
Yeah.
And now it's the Mountain Melt coming in, but so is Dubdrum. Thrifty Senpai getting blown up here. He's going to get an ult off before dying, and Dubdrum's going to easily ult out of that. Devout Melt taking a lot of damage on this chase as well, but he's going to make it out. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Glacial Fissure going to be spell shielded by Salvo and a disengage here. And while all that's going down, On the Wind pushes to a second tower top and forces
So much going on. That was a really good play on Dub in the mid lane. He got the great stun on Zyra and just finished him off real quick there. I couldn't see if Virat added some damage or not, but I assume he had to. But great play on Dub for catching out Thrifty Senpai.
Yeah, you know Dub had to just be salivating when he saw Devout Melt come in there too, knowing he was there for that perfect counter gank.
Yeah, it was a great counter gank. And They got on the board. Yeah, we for another kill. Very low kill game so far, but right. Hopefully it'll pick up here in the mid game.
Yeah, after the excitement we've had in the first 2 games, this is tough for me. That gold lead stand about 1,500 in favor of Dank Engine.
Yeah, Zir, you know, he's got that that Nasher's Tooth now, so getting going.
And Milk is gonna walk right on top of a ward here, so Hibbs and the Destiny immediately back way off.
On the Winds has a BF sword. What do you think he's going to build that into?
I don't know too much about new PR builds.
Neither do I. That's why I'm like a BF sword. Huh.
There you go, damage, man. They're gonna blow you up.
Blow it up. So we got Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. Baron in 5.
I'm expecting a big fight for this Dragon.
I would love to see just someone go full ham and try to, and we have a pause.
I would love to see a pause.
Well, you got it.
And apparently we're having TeamSpeak problems, which is news to me as I sit here in my caster's booth channel.
Maybe it's just one individual.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. And, you know, I really like when the pause comes out after the Dragon fight, because then you can really talk about what the teams are going to be doing in the next few minutes, like what their plan should be. But, I mean, right here, Strip's going... No, Strip actually doesn't have a teleport, so he's probably going to start running towards this Dragon. TDE are fast on this. On the wind, no, he'll be late there as well, but he does have a TP if an early fight breaks out. But
I can tell you what... I can still tell you what they need to do. You see on Tom's Dank Engine how they have all 3 outer turrets still up? Yeah, you need to get one of those. You need to crack that, man. So that's shark bait. That's really what they need to get going. And really, I think that's for both teams. They just need to get rid of those outer turrets.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of wave clear on these teams, so it can be kind of hard to set up, so I'm not too surprised they're playing around the Dragon fights. I assume if one of these teams can win a Dragon fight handily, we're going to see a huge gold swing come about.
Yeah, and right now, we're definitely going to see the fight for Dragon. After, depending on if it's even, I mean, kind of hard to predict, but I think if a team does handily win this team fight, you're going to see some towers go on, and I think they're going to hopefully transition into taking even more and more and more. Let's see, I mean, Thomas's Dank Engine is only up about 1,000, a little more than 1,000. I still think that Sharkbait can win a fight against him.
Oh, absolutely. As long as they don't let Thrifty Senpai hard carry one of these fights, I feel very good about Sharkbait winning these.
Well, Stripe Hit does not have teleport up, so he needs to... I think that actually, now that we look at that, I don't know if they're going to fight for this Dragon, because he's not going to be able to get there in time. I mean, he's got to run there right now if they think that if they want to fight it. He needs to just forget about top lane and go to the Dragon right now.
Well, we got an unpause, so we're about to see what happens.
And he is making his way. So in this team fight, if it happens, you want to see Olaf just go right for Zyra. And the rest of the team just... If Fiora goes in, then you got to peel that Fiora, blow her up.
Yeah, I just want to see where both of these top laners go. I feel like that's going to be a huge part of these team fights. So we got the Dragon Posturing starting now. Double secured by Thomas the Dank Engine, so no sneaky business going to be able to happen for Shark Dates. And they're just currently trying to clear out some of the wards.
Yeah. I mean, I anticipate
actually
Echo
Milk on a
going deep
blank.
too.
And there's so many ways for these teams to engage. I just want to see
They're
a Sivir
split.
happen. And
Oh.
Zaku completely missed everything. Oh, that was bad. TDE, but they're trying to get onto Vivaret, but Zaku gets destroyed, the first victim of this fight. Now Milk is in with no help at all. He's not able to assassinate anyone. He is a Rek'Sai.
Milk is so tanky.
Yeah, that was very actually surprising. And Thrifty Senpai's still playing around like he wants to try to force a play here. Dragon just now being started, but that was a big chunk of damage on the salvo. But Thrifty Senpai's still looking for kills. He's not quite far enough into his build to be dealing with
They need to get this up
here.
and leave.
Yeah, and good call from On the Wind to rush towards that mid lane and start pressuring a tower.
Very
and
nice.
50 Senpai doing what he can to disrupt this on the side. Actually, Dubdrum has to use his ultimate to get out of there.
Alright, so, looking over that whole fight, Zaku.
Oh, that's
Pal,
all
oh.
Zaku. I mean, when you miss
Alright, hopefully
Zenith Blade, it's not the end of the world, but when you miss the Zenith Blade and then the Solar Flare,
dude, that ult was not even close.
that was that was a silver play.
Yeah. Hopefully his team is just telling him, don't worry about it, man.
Well, yeah, exactly.
We'll get back in it.
Plenty of
It's
good
fine.
plays all season, so he shouldn't let that go to his head at all.
No, and hopefully his team is telling him that. Don't worry about it. Get it out of your head. We'll move forward. Because, you know, Wynn did a great job picking up something for losing that fight. So you got the mid tower, and that's great. And really, I think Zaku's the only one that went down there, so...
Yeah, it was only one kill, and then a dragon for tower trade. It's only first dragon, so that's evened up. And Dank Engine does still have a gold lead. They can just keep holding their towers. If Caitlyn and Zyra are in smart places, it's going to be very hard for them to lose towers. And by the way, back to that Fiora build question. I was with Vamp Scepter on our last deck, so we're probably looking at a Bloodthirster here.
Okay, I would have guessed that, but really I'd have no idea.
Exactly how I felt. That shield is very undervalued by people that don't play AD carry, I feel.
Yeah, I permaban Fiora and solo queue, so I don't see much of her, so...
We'll see if Salvo and Zaku can get some proper siege here, because Dubdrum is coming into this bot lane. And 50 Senpai actually getting lit up pretty bad in this mid lane. We'll see if any dives are attempted here on this low health tower or not.
Yeah, you'd think, well, they still have every tower down. All three outers for Dank Engine are pretty low. Top being
And-
the most.
They're just gonna face tank and auto on that tower, but secure it.
Yeah, and I think we'll see mid go down too, and this gold lead just evened up, probably.
Yeah, that's a very big, nice swing for Shark Bait here.
Oh, never mind. We got some backup. Okay, good.
Really good zoning by Zaku there.
Yeah.
I think if Vivaret and Destiny wanted to brute force that, they would have succeeded, but they didn't have the vision to.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Gnasher Tooth. I think okay, they got it anyways.
There's now, but there is a gigantic wild growth coming out of 50 by. Here comes Beyond the Hunt. The Azir ultimate is only going to slow down Thomas the Dank Engine. We're going to pick up Failed Destiny and immediately be in a good position to push here. They've got On the Wind shoving top lane to second tower, and they'll be able to match in the mid lane here.
That was really good on Dank Engine. They waited a little too long on Sharkbait to force that tower, and they paid for it because Zyra got back, and he had a great ult.
Yeah, that's the power of Zyra. And I mean, he doesn't even have a damage item though yet. You know, just a needlessly large rod and a Morel and Namagon. That's only going to get scarier as this game goes on.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get too much more. Rotating down to bot. And Stripe is starting to build tanky now. That's good. That's what you wanted to see.
And that's actually an Essence Reaper for Fiora.
Really?
Not an item we see a whole lot of, but On the Wing's normally pretty smart about his top laners, so I'm going to have to just assume that's a thing.
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
On the Wing gets the benefit of the doubt from me on that one, so see what he can transition that into.
Yeah.
But it looks like both these teams going back to the nice slow rotation game here. It actually failed Destiny. No, he's Braum. What am I talking about? You don't engage on the Braum.
You know what?
No, I don't.
No, I lost my train of thought. All right.
20 seconds on this dragon. I think we're going to see both these teams go for this fight again. Madam Strip does have a teleport available this time, so he's currently staying in the top lane.
Yeah, and Gold Lane's still really good right now. I still think if we get a 5v5, we're still going to see Sharkbait win it. If they play it right. Of course, they really need oh, they're just going to give the dragon, looks like.
It looks like they might try to trade Dragon for top tower, but On the Wind does have a teleport. He's actually running there, so he probably won't even need it.
Right past teleport too. And they're taking this dragon extremely slow.
Yeah, this is really crazy here. But secured in the end for him. Strip's gonna get a top lane tower, but now we see On the Wind coming in, forcing a Ragnarok on a Madam Strip, who should be able to make it out of this no problem. And now Zaku actually gets the Solar Flare, only hits Thumb Drum, and Zaku taking a lot of damage on the return. A third kill of the game for Iroh Hibbs.
Zaku just out of position there, and that's going to hurt him, because...
Yeah, his teammates are very low. This is going to be really difficult to hold.
We'll see how this goes. I don't know if they can... What does Echo have ult? He still does have ult. They might do a dive here.
And On the Wind's teleporting in. He wants to save this. It looks like
I think that's a good teleport.
Down. Yeah, Sharkbait didn't want to commit to a dive there.
Oh.
Jeez,
oh
the
no.
fissure. Now Viveret's going for some Mac range spear poking.
I think this tower might be down.
And the siege continues.
Next wave.
And this is just starting to feel like Sharkbait's game, just very slow and methodical, but doing the right things as a team.
We didn't see, so I always question, I want to see how Viveret's Azir would actually play out. He didn't do anything that's like amazing, like huge playmaking, but doing what he needs to do, I think. So that's good to see. He's putting out the damage. Just haven't seen too many big plays, and honestly, you don't really need to do that.
I think some people will focus too much on the Azir big plays. Like that's not what makes Azir good. Like that's just the icing on the cake that is Azir currently. It's just the ridiculous amount of damage he can put out in team fights. I mean, it's obviously not as high as it was a patch ago, but he's still one of your mid lane hyper carries.
Yeah, really. And he's only going to scale and scale and scale. So he's just going to be doing even more into the late game. But yeah, overall, we're kind of a slow game. Teams just don't want to make too many mistakes, I guess.
But for a slow game, it always feels like Sharkbait are just one step ahead on the rotation. These guys just do such a great job of never having people in bases at different times.
Yeah,
Always
and no teleport. So
lane.
that bottom is going to go down. They need to keep on pressuring top. I mean, obviously, play a little passive so you don't get caught up, but still pressure top. So I hope they keep doing that.
Yeah, this is just methodical. As methodical as it gets. Slow but sure, chunks onto both of these side lane towers. And now it looks like Sharkbait's pulling out in this top lane.
Yeah, they don't got the wards, and they're missing Rek'Sai right now. They don't know where he's at. He's going to show mid now, so... I think that's a missed opportunity for Sharkbait. I think they could have got that bot tower. If you realized earlier, Caitlyn was actually auto-attacking Zaku a lot, when he could have been just hitting the tower. Stripe might have to ult. Oh, he's good, never mind.
Other one got a little too much fog of war in that direction. Not too surprised he chose to play that safe.
They want the dead man's blade. And now he's got the Glacial Shroud, probably going to be going into Frozen Heart, I would assume.
Yeah, that would make sense. Even going to have the added effect of slowing down those plants in a team fight.
Yeah, no, it'll work good against everyone on their team, really. Oh, so, alright, so he's still going to be tanky. So I think I'm okay with Milk doing this, but he did go the Titanic Hydra.
Oh, but there is a huge wild growth. Gets a ton of damage, even if it doesn't knock everybody up. But now Dum is taking everybody, and Sharkbait feels like they could probably turn this. Salvo doing what he can, but him and Thrifty Senpai cannot finish anybody off. A double kill from Madam Strip. And now we're going to see the chase out of Sharkbait here. And there is a big hit. Thrifty Senpai down on the win, down. Salvo flashing for his life, but he is down. A triple kill and a clean sweep ace for Sharkbait HooHa, who have their choice of the entire map.
This is why I like Tank Echo over AP Echo. Point in blank, like, did you just see how long he tanked him?
Yeah, that was and Hibbs and Vivaret just sit there and they just do the damage. And this team playing to each other's strengths very well so far this game. And now
great fight.
Dank Engine are looking to be in the hole a bit. We do have 20 seconds on this dragon, so they might try to rush that down and hope they can steal that.
I was just about to bring that point up. Are we going to see him maybe rush the Baron, which I wouldn't agree, but I mean, you could. Or just rush the dragon, which should be free, which I think is the right call. And it looks like that's what they're going to do.
I agree. The Sharkbait a little slow getting here. This dragon being pulled out looks like it's being given up, and Sharkbait actually rushing in the direction of Baron.
Yeah, they pinged it, so we'll see if they're going to start that up. And you'd assume so. You haven't seen them on the map yet. They need to go to Baron right now. They should realize this.
They don't know? Did Sharkbait get there without walking through any wards? Oh, Thrifty Senpai's going to be the first person to find out.
They did, but...
On the Wind does have a teleport, but this is going to be very late. And Dumptruck actually, you're the flash! Get back in there, man! And Devout Milk, oh, that was some bad situational awareness. If he had...
Wow.
He must have assumed that Dum went back into the pit.
Yeah,
but
that was
a huge opportunity.
That would have been such a big fucking chance to steal that. That was... I understand what Dub was doing there, trying to peel him off, but dude, you're the Smite. You don't have a Callista on your team that can just take that, you know? You gotta have someone else do that. You can't pop over there. But it doesn't matter, they still get the Baron, so...
Yeah. So Dank Engine gonna try to go all in on this split push maybe. And geez, 50 Senpai just gets lit up. A big crit from Caitlyn. But now there's a Solar player. Failed Destiny being engaged on. There's a kill for Thrifty Senpai that should stop this siege for the moment.
There we go, we had a good Zaku all coming out there.
Yeah, that was big. And more importantly, they only used that on the hunt. They still have Thrifty Senpai's ult most of all.
Yeah, this Vivaret still has not picked up a kill. 8 assists. But, I mean, we'll see. I think I really like the Zyra pickup. He's going to go for Leandries. I really like that pickup. To be able to burn those tanky guys a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is how these fights are going. It's a tank line melting before the other tank line.
So, like that pickup coming from Zyra. No, Azir, man. Like, I think it's somebody that scales from the mid lane, like the most. Azir is it. That guy scales so well. It's gonna get scarier. And Madam Stripe can actually trade with Fiora now extremely well.
Yeah, Tank Engine's timer really feels like it's ticking. They do currently have super creeps on their Nexus turrets. It's not as big of a deal in the mid lane as it is in the side lane, at least, but they can't afford to just dance this around forever. They've got a very low tower that they're playing around like they want to defend, so I think they're just trying to wait out. On the hunt's just about to come up, or just came up. They will not have a solar flare unless they wait for a while, though.
Yeah, they're just forced this.
Now, double
great
gets a
stun!
double stun, including on the Thrifty Senpai, and now a great glacial fissure. Him just godlike takes out Thrifty Senpai, takes out Datu, and we're gonna be set up for a second inhibitor siege here. Madam Strip coming in with the teleport to make this siege as smooth as possible.
That was a beautiful stun from Dove Drum. That pretty much just made it so then Braum could come in, put down the ult on Zyra, focus everything on her, and just blow her up.
Yeah, that
Get her out of the
could be
fight.
our
Great
game
stun.
ceiling play here. This tower being destroyed. Now, Madam Strip going very deep. Salvo gets annihilated. He's forced out of the fight. On the win, cannot do anything here. This is a second inhibitor with 10 seconds on Thrifty Senpai. I don't think we're going to see Sharkbait go for the win here. They did just lose Baron Nashor. But they can easily recall, spend their gold. They're all sitting on a ton. And then go finish up that bot lane.
That was a great fight.
Very, very impressive.
I really don't know if Tank Engine can come back from this. Anything's possible, right? SBL, but
oh yeah,
we'll see.
It's possible. I mean, they have one of their inhibitors spawning soon. That's helpful.
Yeah, so just gonna heal up, and then I assume they're gonna go mid and just pick up another inhib.
Yeah,
for,
it would be smart
for
to set
Sharkbait.
up a nice slow push to the bot lane, then rotate over to mid, so you hopefully have creeps meeting you after the inhibitor goes down.
Yeah. But let's see what. Yeah, it looks like they're kind of all gravitating to it. So. Yeah, they're just gonna play this slow and methodical. They just slowly take out everything that Tank Engine has.
And that's good. That is the smart, proper way to play League of Legends. And something
Yeah,
a
they
lot
don't
of
need to
people
force it right
scared
now.
of.
And they're actually gonna.
But
Well, Tank Engine's like.
And him getting blown up, but that is not the priority. Talking about no, Vivaret actually gets forced out. He has to flash on the back end, but he makes it out. Thrifty Senpai flashing forward to try to survive. Double kill before Thrifty Senpai goes down, but Salvo gets annihilated on the other side of the fight. 1 for 2 so far, and on the win trying to mop this up, but he might be up a creek without a paddle here. And fortunately, Zenithblade misses, and that is technically a teamfight win.
Yeah.
And a gigantic creep wave in the bot lane
So
for Thomas the Tank Engine.
that was still a very ugly fight, and I think Tank Engine could have won that harder if they realized where their Zyra was, because they could have saved him from that Olaf. If they all just collapsed, because he flashed over the wall, Olaf then flashed, Barry by himself and killed Tim, Thrifty Senpai, and then just walked out because no one really followed up for the.
So Rek'Sai is going to try to soul this dragon before any of Sharkbait can get there, but Madam Strip is beelining for it. I mean, this would be a big dragon if Tank Engine can secure this. To keep
Yes,
that dragon
yes, it
timer
will be.
ticking,
And they had the smite. Oh, no, mind. No,
smite fight.
It's gone.
Milk's got to get out.
He's not gonna get this.
And that's rough because that was one of this aspect of the dragon.
That was there, yeah.
One way into this game for Dank.
Yep.
And that just got pushed back another 6 minutes. So 40 seconds on Darren. We should have an inhibitor spawning in the top lane pretty soon for Dank Engine. I assume if we see Sharkbait getting close to Dank Engine's base, that we're going to see another hard engage like we saw before.
Yeah, and that was a really good engage because what happened? Azir and the Caitlyn both were by each other, and Zyra just got a big ult on both of them, and that's why that fight went so well. Other than that, it was very scattered and hectic. But the start of that fight went amazing for Thomas the Dank Engine. Hopefully they can get that again.
So both teams lining up for this Baron. Viveret's far away, but Dank Engine shouldn't know that.
There's yeah, Azir just waiting for the flank.
And these supers... actually, no, here comes On the Wind. Sorry, On the Hunt. Solar Flare only hits Tail Vest, and he is not the target you want to be focusing, but another big wild growth. But Viveret getting 3 DPS on the back line of this fight. But this is actually looking like it might be an okay fight for Dank Engine. But they're trying to get onto Viveret. On the Wind, very deep, putting out a lot of damage. A good chase, a knock up onto Hibbs. But Salvo, this fight, what is going on? This is awkward splitting, but this is an ace. This is an ace.
Okay, so I wanted to I didn't want to interrupt you, but I just have to praise fucking the positioning for Dank Engine because I wanted to yell out, they just need to stay grouped up and not try to go to the back line because that's exactly what they did. They didn't with the Azir ult. Azir blocked out his own team, really, from getting back in, and they just needed to kill the tank right in front, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, a really good team fight from...
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like you said 2 team fights ago, they could have won it a lot harder. Well, that time they did.
Yeah.
And now, Dank Engine,
oh my god,
to 1.5k, they get their first inhibitor of the game, and both of their inhibitors are back up.
Those were some huge ults in that fight, man. You had a great Zyra on the win, probably. I didn't catch the Fiora ult, but I'm sure he got tons of healing done in that.
I mean, I wanted to be calling 2 or 3 moves simultaneously for pretty much that whole fight.
Yeah.
And on the way actually teleporting in, oh my god, are they going to try Baron here? This is, yes, please get out of there. I'm actually worried. I think Dank Engine needs to have recalled sooner. This is very greedy. This is going to let Sharkbait back into this game if they take a fight.
Yeah.
Or they're going to just give up.
They're just going to start it. They're super low. What do you?
And we might see Milk attempt a desperation steal here. On the Wind's trying to zone, but On the Wind gets chunked out. Now Salvo standing in the middle.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Him makes it out. Now On the Wind doing what he can. 50 Senpai never gets into this fight. And now Thrifty Senpai gets max range Viveretted. And that was just awful shot call.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why they did that. Right after getting that inhib, they needed to just get out of dodge and heal up, and then pretty much have that fight again when you have all your full health for everyone. And also in that fight, Salvo went way too deep. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
Super bad. And now Milk and Zaku are playing an outman fight here. They're trying to buy out a respawn timer, but they've got quite a bit of time here. I don't think they can hold these inhibitors. This should be 2 inhibs for Sharkbait again.
We'll see. Milk is coming in full health, so.
And no, it looks like they want to contest the second inhibitor. We got 5 seconds on Salvo. Failed Destiny taking a lot of damage, but he's just a Braum.
Honestly, if Zaku dies for this, it's worth it. If they can save the inhib.
Yeah, Salvo is up. He is home guarding with a lot of damage. We're 1 static shift hit away. You had static shift. He didn't need to flash that. But Salvo's chasing down the Madam Strip, who's going to flash this wall. And this has just been one of the most awkward 5-minute stretches I've seen in a long time in the batting league. And now On the Wind goes and
this is what up I knew he was done. And we got Dragon come out a minute. Yeah, all right.
Baron Nashor is back on the menu, Wes.
I forgot they didn't take that.
And they're
Why are you going mid?
They're
Still
going to try to
chasing.
kill Rift. They get a third kill here, and they might be able to get Vivaret. Vivaret's in a ton of danger unless he just kills Salvo. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god. What are you doing? I don't think they can win.
They don't have an 80 carry. They just have Fiora and Rek'Sai, but they're up against a very scary Vivaret. But there's one tower. This is just...
Looking at their initial call to move into mid with Salvo, if Salvo didn't die, it would have been a better call. He needed to make sure that he didn't die, though.
No, Salvo misplayed that.
But the safer call, the very safe play would have just been like, let's get Baron. It was free for them.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought they could end. Like, that was such a sketchy call to end, but such an easy call for Baron.
Yes. 100% agree. What?
And now they're playing goes on. They do not have a teleport right now, but they're going to try to snap up this dragon right in the spawn. Thrifty Senpai is here, so it should go down fairly fast. Before Dubdrum's able to get there, I think. But Veil Destiny's flanking. They want to fight after this. And that's
they got it.
Secured by Devout Milk, but here comes the teleport from them. Zaku's the only one knocked up. It'll be the sacrifice. And there is a lot of wave pressure coming out of TDE right now, which should buy out a lot of the time they need.
So that's 4 dragons. One more, you got 5. For anyone who doesn't know math.
Can confirm. 4 plus 1 more gives you 5. And now Devout Milk is going in onto this line here. He's getting kind of deep, but Thrifty Senpai and Salvo are there to follow up. And there's a big knockup. Veil Destiny flashes, but he still gets hit up. He goes down.
Baron, please. Okay.
So
they decided to go Baron.
Spawn
this is not free by any means, though.
No, I am scared shitless for these teams right now.
Damn, okay, he's got the plans still doing damage, so.
Salvo, no, you cannot recall. You have to be there for this fight. Your team's committed to this. And now they're trying to get Baron recall, but no, this is so sketchy. Sharkbait just
get out.
There are supers onto the second Nexus Tower right now.
They got enhanced recall. They'll make it.
No chase out of Sharkbait, so TDE going to defend their base here. And this is the baddie league.
Yeah. That's very good for Dank Engine, though. They get that Baron. They take that gold off the map and the buff, and now they're poised to push, maybe, or just wait up for that 5th dragon now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do. I mean, they've got 10 seconds until Destiny spawn here, so that should give them some good time where they know that Sharkbaits aren't on the offensive. They should be able to get top lane pushed out a bit.
Oh, man. This is close to a 50-minute game, so, I mean, next team fight, one team wins. I think it might be game. Depends on how I guess, we'll have to see, but if one guy comes out
So one thing I want to note going into this next fight, Thrifty Senpai is going to be putting out so much more damage than Vivaret because he has a Rabadon and a Leandries. Whereas
very
there's
true.
a lot more utility in Vivaret.
So, looking at that, Vivaret decided to go with Spectre's Call. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I understand why he did, because the Zyro, he's always getting hit by that Zyro ult, but dude, just fix your positioning and get a death cap.
Yeah, I mean, AP building is actually pretty tough right now. There's so many different build paths that work, but it's just...
I mean, I might be wrong. I'm not a mid laner, so...
It's hard to ignore the Rab cap. But Thrifty Senpai is ignoring the Void Snap, so I mean... He's going for Azania's Hourglass with his last needlessly there. And all the inhibitors are spawned. And we see, a big bush bait coming out here. On the winds and Devout Milk are about to lead the charge. There comes On the Hunt. They are right on the Vivaret. Vivaret has to hold very defensively, but he's knocked up. He's got his and a huge wild growth is knocking up everybody. The Azir Tower trying to turn this fight, but it's probably not going to get up. Zaku in the backline and Sharkbait and HooHa are melting under the late game damage of Thomas the Tank Engine here.
Did they hit him?
Getting out to die, and Dumb Drum being chased down by Salvo, who, if I know Salvo at all, is kind of just chuckling and saying, fuck you right about now. That is an ace. 50
That's
plus
game.
seconds on respawn.
So, looking at that fight, I think the Azir ult came out way too early, because they all just, like, went around it and were like, okay, now the fight can begin.
That was absolutely a panic play. I mean, when you're sitting there like, guys, I think we can rush up this mid lane.
Yeah, and they just start coming behind you. Totally, yeah.
Suddenly you're the front line. You don't want to be the front line. You're Azir, man.
Right, so then you, yeah, no, so I get it.
I mean, I'm not sure what Sharkmaker
I had to rewatch it, I guess, to see. Maybe he did get caught out, so he had to just to save himself, which is a possibility.
TDE has been winning these fights for really the last 15, 20 minutes pretty handily once they kind of figured out their fight conditions.
Yeah.
And
they were taking the fight to him. That's the difference on what was happening earlier. They weren't waiting to get engaged on. So, you know, good job by Thomas the Dank Engine. So,
yeah, it really,
who do we want to get in here?
Being made by every member of that team. But if we have a admin listening, I would love to get Thrifty and Devout Milk in here.
Okay, I was gonna say I think Devout should be in here.
I really saw some awesome
microphone
knockouts
activated.
in a lot of those
Yeah.
fights from Devout Milk.
Agreed. Okay, do we want to bring
Alice
up?
is
Thrifty
real
and
channel.
me.
His name is Alice.
User was moved to your channel.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations on a very Daddy League Christmas. That was hell of a game by you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, geez, where do we even start? Okay, how about that first Baron throw you guys had?
Holy
Where after
shit.
you got the inhibitor and you ran to the Baron and, like, you gave up Baron and had multiple people die and you lost your inhibitors again. What the hell was that?
We needed to have
A
one Baron
performance.
throw.
All right, that was a performance. I won't stop Art. So, Milk, I was very impressed by you that game. I'm not sure if my casting was able to reflect it because there was so much going on in those fights, but I always noticed you getting into backlines, knocking up priority targets, and just generally pissing off Sharkbase.
Yeah, I
And-
kind of took that from Death God Nero last year. As you know, he's kind of a Rek'Sai player. And most of his strategy is, screw it, I'm going in. And if you didn't notice the last part of that game there, we kind of just turned and burned. And I enjoyed that because I was on Caitlyn's dick the entire time.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the time, like, in-game on what this time was at this fight, but there was a fight mid lane on the left side in that bush where you guys decided to go. That was the fight that turned, like, pretty much the whole game around, where instead of waiting to get engaged on, you guys engaged on him. And didn't all dive. You peeled back and you just made sure that no one died on your back line. And it was amazing because their front line just got melted. And you had amazing Zyra ult that peeled the back line off. It was just great. And I'm so happy that we didn't see you guys overcommit. Yeah, that was just great. I guess it's not a question. It's just more a statement. I thought it was amazing. Because we've been seeing you guys just go overcommit like a lot in the whole game, and that fight which turned it around, you didn't. So I don't know if you guys remember what fight I'm talking about.
No,
but...
I know exactly the fight you're talking about. And yeah, we felt very good after.
So, you guys were, pretty far in the hole there. What's your shot calling like in those two inhibitor down situations? I know one of the exact things we said was, I really don't think they can come back from this, but this is the baddie league.
Well, if you remember, quote from me, the previous game, there is no lead that is unthrowable.
That's what we see in this game. So here's my question. Yeah. How was just the atmosphere in the team after the Dragon fight that went horrible with, just the whole, I guess, first half of the game, because there was one Dragon fight where, like, Yona didn't, I don't know, she messed up a lot. And I was I was like, hopefully their team is just saying, hey, fine, man, it's fine. We'll win them the next time. But almost all the fights, they were just downright beating you guys early game.
Well, No, early game we actually had a really solid lead. We actually played the map a lot better.
I guess there was a fight
I haven't
where-
seen the gold graph, but I'm pretty sure we had like a solid lead and like way strong control of that game until like probably about the 20 or 20, somewhere between 20
It
and
was very
25.
close. I guess it
Yeah.
was very close early on, but
I
I guess the
definitely
mid
was, I
game.
felt
Up
like we
to-
probably had like a 2K lead if I had to guess. Maybe.
Yeah, 28
3.
minutes we had we were ahead by 1K.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at the graph
yet. 24.
I guess it's
we
the
were
fight
at
when
2.
they got their first inhib because Echo just tanked
Yeah.
your whole fucking team and they murdered you.
Yeah. We made a couple of mistakes. We had a couple that were like a little awkward. Both Greg and I were sick, so that was kind of a pain. But
Yeah, and I think on top of that, we kind of relied on Greg a little too much for our engages early game.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that didn't work out too well if you didn't notice.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
once
well,
we started changing the direction around, it worked out very well. We just once everyone was like starting to get clear-headed and everything like that.
Sure.
So after that
Well-
game, you guys take sole possession of
Microphone
second
muted.
place. You are
Yeah,
a game ahead of
congratulations.
Sharkbait and Forces of Nature currently, which is looking to be a very tight race for the 2nd through 4th seeds in the playoffs. How do you guys feel going forward and presumably into playoffs? As I believe you actually secured a playoff spot with that win.
Yeah, we are secured for playoffs.
Just how are you feeling going forward as a team?
I think we feel pretty good. I mean, we don't really care too much where we're placed. Our main goal is obviously just to get into playoffs. We honestly are pretty happy with getting like 2nd or 3rd. Ideally, like really what we're shooting for is like 2nd for playoffs. Just because we get an extra best of 5 matchup before 1st. I mean, we'll take 1st if we can get it, obviously. But
Well, to
Second
get that, Salt Shaker will have to have a complete meltdown, I think.
you guys, well, it's not even that. Like, even if we beat you guys would still have to drop a game somewhere else.
Right.
So, I don't honestly expect you guys to. I think you play 30s team, so maybe you guys could drop a game.
Forces of
against them.
Nature is week, the last
Yeah.
week.
I mean,
No.
it's not out of the question that we could force a playoff game between you guys for 1st, but I don't think
Possibility. Yep.
it's a possibility. Like, there's no way we're gonna get clear cut 1st. There's no possible way, really.
All right.
All right. Well, I think that just about does it here. So that is going to conclude our week 7.
Congratulations
So-
on 2nd place, guys.
Thank you.